Hi, hello everyone. Welcome to today's video. This is Shanmugaraj. So we are continuing our journey on program governance practices. Today is going to be the last video on program governance practices as such. So as you are aware, there are five performance domains in program management in the standards of PMI. So we are progressing on program governance. So program governance is a performance domain that enables and performs program decision making, establishes practices to support program and maintains the program oversight. There are three important areas to be covered in program governance. We are progressing on program governance practices. Today is the last video, and we will be doing a subsequent videos on governance roles and design and implementation. Right. So we already discussed 10 program governance practices. Today we're going to discuss about the final two, the program component initiation and transition and program closure. Let's understand how the program governance practices handles program component initiation and transition, right? The program steering committee approval is usually required prior to the initiation of an individual component, right? So initiation of a component requires introduction of additional governance structures that are responsible for monitoring and managing that component. Okay, while adding a component, you need to understand that what are the different governance structure you want to add or delete or remove it, whatever it is. The firm commitment of organization resources for its completion, right? Governance will support in terms of resources as well when you initiate a new component, right? Generally, the program manager acts as a proposer for initiation of a program component, right? So the initiation of program components is proposed by program manager, then program governance, a steering committee will review that. They'll do an approval in terms of supplying resources, adding governance structures and everything, right? So let's now understand for an approval of, so for example, the program steering committee or a program governance board want to approve new program component that has been proposed by a program manager. What are the things they will generally include in that activity? Those are developing and modifying, reconfirming the business case, right? So whenever you're adding a new component, the governance body will look at the business cases, a new business case developed or existing business case is modified or reconfirming it, right? And then ensuring the available resources, right? When you add a new component, what are the different types of resources, what are different competency you need to perform that component, right? Defining or reconfirming the individual accountabilities for management and pursuit of the component. It's very important that when you add a component, what is the benefits it gives you that, and how it adds to the success of the program, and ensuring the communication of the critical component-related information to the key stakeholders. The affected stakeholders need to be informed. Then ensuring the establishment of component-specific and program-level quality control plans. So whenever you introduce a new component, you need to ensure that new quality controls for the component has been added to the program unit. Then authorizing the governance structure to track the components program and against the goals, right? So you need to think about any new governance structures required to track it actually. Whether you want to add a competency head as part of the governance structure, right? When you build a new company, you track the new component and new competency, right? So now let us look at approval of a component transition or closure. What is generally does it include when it when it comes to a perspective of the program governance perspective, right? So confirming that business case for the component has been sufficiently satisfied. It's very important that the steering committee looks at that when you close the component. Yes, this has completed the benefits. It's attained its benefits. We have closed the business case, right? And further pursuit of component goals to be discontinued or not. So this depends on the decision point at which we are in, right? Then appropriate program level communication to the key stakeholders, very important. Ensuring the component compliance with the program level quality control plans, very important. Assessing the organization program level lessons learned, very important. Whenever you close the component, update our lessons learned document, and the consequence of performance of component and transition or closure, whatever it is, and confirming that all other accepted practices for project or program transition are closed or closure have been satisfied. Very important that you ensure that all the practices are accepted, right? So let's look at the last one, which is the program closer, right? So program steering committee reviews and makes a decision on recommendation for the program closer, right? And no one else. Generally, board does this. Assess when when you close the program, only board does it. Steering committee does it. Then assessment on conditions warranting programs are satisfied. Recommendation of closure of a program are inconsistent with the current organization vision, mission, and strategy. Right? Program can be terminated due to change in organization strategy. Right? There could be external forces resulting in a diminished program benefits. You discontinue that. And effective transition to the operational governance, very very important as part of the program closure. Its governance team is ensuring that it's effectively operational governance is taking over it. The final program report is approved by the governance. Very very important. A program manager is generating a report and it is approved by the governance. Okay, so with that, we come to the conclusion of today's video as well as the program governance practices is getting over. Thanks for your time. Take care.